ede be dane fufuo Peace FM okay FM Nit FM Kaseboy nam so di ane yo enam wasum se stram Hello FM ewo Kumase Despatch Abrunsen mu Station Prinoa Ebebron Tete ena nwumre yi wani Peace FM aye kolabo Aje Kaseboy yi a wode ko etima ewo Ghana fa na baby a ko social media so na bo Peace 104.3 FM say your Instagram say your X say your YouTube say your Facebook Twitter Zoom WhatsApp baby Kaseboy yi ebo na enwumre nsema ya bo no ya de ebremu no dia wo beti bi amrado ene na be die kire a wo mo be hwe wo my Ghana sika krabia Batan Bank of Ghana eso ene wo mesai asomudwumedi ase.
To you, Governor and Deputy Governor, in discharging your mandate, you must go beyond mere technical consideration on a chart, and every shift in an index is more than just data.
Now, accommodation for Bamania. As I declare the Sayabia in Robia and Yenru Papa. Et me overlapping, Obin baby Efa, Ebe Row, my Mrs. Rudu. Emma Nipanum and ya extra how. Now so. What's in Abresso? Saturday, Betum Tain.
Strengthening market surveillance and compliance monitoring, strengthening import controls and licensing, enhancing law enforcement and interagency collaboration, strengthening international cooperation.
Now, you know, some of my dream is about Janian Sodiato in Kitamudi Swaf when you say. So, when you wear our catreno, said data, I a ton of my muno. No white democratic cooking.
Reduction of cost of data, building network connectivity. Ghanaians are still worried about network connectivity, and this is what should be attracting his attention.
Now, you know, as I hear Ghanaians, Sika Samon Samso Obama, yes, sir. A new microfinance policy. Sika Krabia na wo me chochopoano. Enti se bia ba dia ma wo mo yesese afoforo beboa. Ama ase wo mukubu ama otumi ayo wadwuma. NPP amanyoko no nkrabata e wodome kwabenya. Empeninfo wo hwe amanyoko ne dada dwumedie so wo ho se 2024 ba yakoto ya dome kwabenya ampa. NPP di ntwoma NDC di nkunim no. E ho sobo wo mabokesire dia soa Sarah Adwasafo se one na yekofa bai. Na Alaji Collins Dauda ene kweku agima mensa Alaji Blim Yakubu wa masemu wa court efa affordable housing no ene court tenase na obi kan say wetin court say ya be ko ni akwa akotie ensem bi kan wona nwumre yesin konya madawroma ye de ebremu na enmekoya dawroma Ocean's chemist at the Ocean Garlic capsules aba ebo mani pedua ne ye pintin yare bia 2018 ni pedua Ocean's Garlic capsules ewom ya yare ansa na yanom wo ho mfa wo ho nto so a numbi wo ho beto kama MTN everywhere you go bamadi na woni MTN nya twaka na mobile phone so nkomodie ebe ye de high sense Ghana na yee na da roma hu ena nkrofonya TV at the 4 day ne bon so efo edem niema wo hia wo be use ebe se je Abraham insira no anyame de ma no I want to so yina ebenya so mfaso everyday prices for everyday people Duffy Roofing Systems say lemre mu pa wo bo dan so a no akoto chance dan biara say wiamo ekura wo da mu heat eche incubator wo da mu heat eche sabi microwave ayede ka wo hinaduane se wo bi wura wa na ne hu fifiri enye Duffy Roofing Systems beje wo mo chance dan papa ni bi fa bo dan so abribia wo da mu onwunwunu say Russia wo kama budget cash and carry ahode ni de wo hia wo say wo trotro mu kofie wa ye mre ase kontomre dia keja wo kodai odwunu wo chena ho obo points we trim reason ene eyi a wo de bema say o chena wuntumi madwuma ni na so ahode so ate ahode ne senema eye Blue Jeans energy drink wo kofie pebinu mansa na wada wo be sori anopa no ho gisi ho so ho den chen bolega dwan budget cash and carry na diaba Raoul's Pharmaceuticals yenuane ma yansia ye enka underground wo the kingdom of Inwanwa where sie no nanka enwie peye wo ba wo shepu kama pa awini nso na dasi sei be me hu ana ne nika wo mu ase before wo hu mojanam nanso ebie ne ma so kire wo ana ope bebi do hwena fa Rawus pharmaceutical said dabi sa de ne se ne pa emba so biem ento the high lady virgin feminine wash aba e ma de siesie ahemfie ho World Trade Center ho ma wo yeni kama hwehwam sa high lady virgin mix and so de obuni nsa wo bone nsa no ka agi swish wanum bia obuni nsa so odwon so eba smooth not rough sesa won nsa buo party ni mu na sese wa himfie ho anu ani Rawus pharmaceuticals Pepsodent cavity fighter fititetentre ne aye di Pepsodent twitwi yes entini yes ni na agu enum a still ne den a chen screwdriver don paint mi mom nko ayo so no de no de aka bia fa bo bia don pebre e bebom Pepsodent cavity fighter yo mumienu ye wo bidie de no ene wo heba fa mu bia twuse wo se be ye white asan so ye hwam unhia piki ehia gam ehia nchewe abibia no enum aye hwam enmekoya da roma ene de kasebo yi eba enwumre yi wa man soja a meken kan ye de amamo eye ohene nana Kwame Amo afi ye mo ensem no mu e dwumedia bi koso ne e wa bankesiem Dr. Johnson Pandit Esiama ene Dr. Zakaria Mumuni empanifo mienu do di kan ye Dr. Johnson Pandit Esiama wano na mampani ye bo ni din se onko sikakra bia ba Bank of Ghana enko da no se amrado governor na esanse kambu nko anantinti Dr. Zakaria Mumuni enko ye na be die kire na ene na bibia atoto yi abrewa yi puma kwa mu a mampani di wo manim awa bankesie mu omo so afena mu a wo mesai na wo musa wie ye na mampani tu omofo so wasra wo mo pa e ka Bank of Ghana ade no ho ba wo mabeyi wo mo nya se watchman no wo mbo saade no ho ban ebiewu e kamia ye se ahotoso awresiemu a Ghana fowo e wo Bank of Ghana mu no bibi nti ase swati se hu se wo hanani a se enka toto bia na akakota sansa na no Bank of Ghana yankwatenkwate a wo mo mfa fosu nkwachima mfa do manto so mo ne kran wo mo ntonje ni Bank of Ghana ye choba na restaurant dan so ba se wo maboka susuro ye ni de kan huntia ma ase enkrofa wrese mu na wotoso a wo mo wo sikakra bia ba tan mu no atofom se etim wo momwa na sa awrese mu na wotoso no Ghana fon sanya ewo emu biewu ne krakra mu ana mampeni se wono wodne satia setin kataka fom kana tetra maso kasoro kana batwa wontumi ntafre se ontwuntwan wo mu dwumadie mu da wanya no se fa arrangement enfa no ho be for wo mu dimu aban bi etwemu a ene wo hwa no de pressure a ekuraba de konom kramai ba ta no fuso yi bi ato wo mo so se wo mu ntwesika ngum no ono ka nyame mpengu na bonsan femfra onye bi da omopom fanse bebi esu nka.
To you, Governor and Deputy Governor, in discharging your mandate, you must go beyond mere technical considerations and act in full recognition that every statistic, every movement on a chart, and every shift in an index is more than just data. During the supposed banking sector cleanup exercise, thousands of jobs were lost and lives were disrupted because decisions were made with a narrow focus rather than the consideration of the human impact of those decisions. To safeguard our economy from these risks, we must uphold responsible fiscal management, strict adherence to legal and regulatory framework, and protect the independence of the Bank of Ghana. As President, I'm committed to ensuring that the central bank operates free from political interference, guided solely by its mandate. One thing for sure, I'm not going to come and ask you to print more money. I encourage you to work closely with key institutions, including the Ministry of Finance, Parliament, and the financial industry, while maintaining the independence your mandate requires.
Mampeni kasa wiye ena Dr. Johnson Pandit Esiama sabre ya meka say the free sabre ya akọ wana ye Ghana sikakra bia batan Bank of Ghana amrado governor odano no wojina onini nua Dr. Zakaria Mumuni anemu ade na se ni kabia ma mampeni John Dramani Mahama na wo moda na sese ai enkomo se no wan mampeni ebu omu bie se sikakra bia batan Bank of Ghana fo bebrebe ya wo munim sikasam mu sebi ntoto ya ne amunum die yi wo mo na selection afa wo mo se ya di sa abanya japade no ma japade kesese ahye wonsa wo hyebo so mo mama mpeninsa ene Ghana fonsa ensi from da.
Ghana is embarking on an economic reset. This reset is about stabilizing the macroeconomy and addressing key issues such as high inflation, persistent fiscal deficit, and excessive debt levels. Achieving this stability will require monetary and exchange rate policy reforms, fiscal austerity measures, and debt restructuring to reduce fiscal risks and create a stable economic environment. Excellencies, we are meeting today at a pivotal moment in our nation's economic history. The challenges before us require decisive leadership and prudent macroeconomic policies to reset the economy. Indeed, the Bank of Ghana is a key institution in this agenda to reset the economy and must remain steadfast in its mission to maintain price stability, ensure a sound financial system, and support economic growth.
Na ne kwakwa mu na Dr. Siama biewu waka se brofo no a aban weyi ediwura mambo mu aye resetting no so bi beka Bank of Ghana pa na enye kasatenten a entoponko enne ye numdwa ye dedada e chan akosia na emom resetting wom de be ye adwuma pa na woyiyi enyina so ba ko nsia bi a eno de be satra sikakra bi about Bank of Ghana.
As a governor, our focus will be on 6 priority areas. First is the need to recalibrate our monetary policy strategy and enhance the policy framework to achieve our mandate more efficiently. Our second priority is on the need to preserve exchange rate stability and limit excessive volatility in the rates. The days of currency speculation and exchange rate instability must come to an end. The third among our priority areas is the need to realign our regulatory mandate to promote greater levels of financial intermediation to support economic growth. My fourth priority, Excellency, is on the need to boost financial inclusion and innovation to promote inclusive economic growth, reduce poverty, empower individuals, and ensure the stability and competitiveness of the financial system. My fifth priority is on the need to promote greater fiscal and monetary policy coordination while maintaining our operational independence. The last priority area is the need to reverse the Bank of Ghana's negative equity position or the losses that have been incurred in recent years.
Nyaya tini kenyi ayesika krabia Bank of Ghana amrado Dr. Johnson Pandit Esiama ni akwaso ewa bankesiemu na Peace FM yensem training yamano bofo Salamat kuku apento na owo ho eno de ho amane boyi ebaaye yankom na sebedwefie enemra ma sebedwafo kwa asetena no apomuden so afo kwabena menta kando ekoyi na wokoye kwabom na sebedwafo amane se de obi anum kwan ya wanse na afasefo ka no sana enuro bi a enye nuru papa ekoni pedua mu a ese ni pedua no etumi overlapping ebe wura wo man mu se skolon a wo be hwa wo be bi efiri baaye se nuro ni ye motia ana nuro ne dia radio wo bi nim nanso se na bresu idie woni state security akasa asa nke be ya ba akofo ntre danfo entuom ni FDA ene Narcotics Control Commission, Customs and Ghana Revenue Authority in Kambum. Na intokrontokro ene baby bia san rubone no etumi akode se Nicodemus ebe wura wo mayim no wo munsi tokro no na ye no se na no BBC eye hwehwemu bi eno mde betu dwa se edmeko bi a eye nuro ye frɛ wo mo avio na avio no se sika pone obi nim dia wo mo pesika dia ye ebia no mo pese mo de koto wiem na wo mo ye estate wo wiem se de Nebukadnezar de oye garden ni bi obi nim ebia na Elon Musk akwakoto asase e was a Jupiter se Pluto no wo mo so pese mo ko Venus akoto asase wo obi nim avio dmeko yi etumi ya nyamye nim ni petiko e de tapentadol ene carisoprodol no imienu afra sade de abenkwan ne nkatenkwan afra na ya abekatekunto no wo mo de tapentadol no ene carisoprodol no afra ene wo mo de aye nuro na nuro no wo mo ya wo mo ma wo mo nkrofo nom na mom wo mo de gu container mu a no ma wo na tikọ abewura West Africa ha se sudu ya na yanum wu Ghana ka ho bi na ye no se nro ne nya nanso so state security for no wo mania brepa se ene se aduru kro no ayede tapenta do ne e karoso prodo no aye no gise wo man san fa bi ma ye be chi wo.
Strengthening market surveillance and compliance monitoring, strengthening import controls and licensing, enhancing law enforcement and interagency collaboration, strengthening international cooperation, need for interagency response. Mr. Speaker, it is important to note the critical need for an interagency response to this crisis. The FDA works closely with multiple government and security agencies to enhance enforcement, intelligence sharing, and regulatory compliance. Interagency enforcement and raids. The FDA carries out joint enforcement actions with Ghana Police Service, Pharmacy Council, Narcotics Control Commission, National Security, Ghana Standards Authority, Port Health Authority, Environmental Protection Agency, local government authorities. These teams conduct raids, market surveillance, and manage disposal of confiscated drugs to remove illicit opioids from circulation.
Na yatene ni aye apomuden so for kwabena menta kando. Na no si ya na honorable Zinato Ajima Rollins. Kola kulotemra se badwani pagya ne nsa se opeso aka bibi kakra na speaker say go ahead. Eno say sabi yakase national security bibi etoto na se a enye no nko an se sabi etuo toto na nipa ewu ni ajapade se yo yakase bibi e national security threat a enye sabi atorantem nko an emom se nipa bi fa kwati kwan so ekra nurubone eba o mayimu no eno nso so etoto the national security o man bambo na se pa ye hwe ni
Agencies responsible for this need to be strengthened. We had, up until a few weeks ago, collaboration between the U.S. government, specifically the Bureau of International Narcotics and Law Enforcement Affairs, with the government of Ghana in helping to combat some of this transnational crime and illicit drug use. Since the suspension of this, Mr. Speaker, I believe that may have contributed to what we are seeing. We need to re-engage some of these international agencies and strengthening our capacity to monitor what's going on in our borders and ensure that when we actually do track down these criminals, the prosecution of them and effective implementation of our regulations is actually done in order to be a disincentive for those who wish to use Ghana as a transit point. Our youth are really increasingly becoming a target of all of this.
Na honorable Zinato Ajima Rollins ekasa wieye ena lambusi mrase bedwani honorable Dr. Titus Beyo enso kasa no si ye asem no a honorable Kojomenta Akan do dia beto mrase bedwafo anim no wo momfa no asemhia pa na empire no wo bosasa fewurade se e maga na magunu no ehu se aduro no antisa na so mu hu na so mu kwatiguzi se yem ene ye kasongo ye asempa na ato man pa wodoher.
The issue raised by the BBCI investigation, in my view, marks of deliberate poisoning because these drugs were not made for any medical purpose. They have never been used anywhere. And the combination is a terrible combination of a potent maxil relaxant and a very addictive opioid. And when you take these two combined in one formulation, it is unacceptable. So I want to commend the ministry for what they are doing. And for us as a people, our biggest concern is that addiction will have a serious drain on us. Addictions are better prevented than managed. As a country, public rehabilitation centers are not more than 3. We have very few rehabilitation centers. And the outcomes of rehabilitation, especially of drug addiction, is also not very promising. For every 10 patients who go through rehabilitation, just 3 to 5 may successfully get out of it.
Ya ti ono so edie eye lambusi mrase bedwani honorable Dr. Titus Beyo ye mrase bedwafo akrache William Gentu ene Emmanuel Akoli ene German boy baaye na edan hwa mrase bedwafie honorable Frank Anodompre eye minority chief whip ono na yensa wo maduagiri mrase bedwani wakasa wo mrase bedwafie ena wasra communications minister honorable Samjata George so wasra ne pa Ghana Force. So Ghana Force na ye data a yeton wo man mu obi nim sensamanfo ni motian so use data na ya yeto ni bio data besiaba se wotogu phone so say kim said dia esi leak no eten kan water tank abo se sia na so gon wo download bibi and download obekwa kwa check ni 0.00 as sensamanfo mu radio station frequency wo di te bibi a che won te hwibiem was on abo hwe no yen bibi.
Reduction of cost of data, building network connectivity. Ghanaians are so worried about network connectivity, and this is what should be attracting his attention. Because I think we will employ your consequential directives that SAP, the Honorable Minister for Communication, should be programmed. And because he shouldn't go beyond Friday. He must come before this house, tell us the reasoning behind his action, and come and show this house where he's drawing his powers by directing the NCA to take such illegal actions against certain entities.
Na duakasa ye Honorable Frank Anodompre. Na rusi ye na majority leader Honorable Mahama Yarega. Enso sorry ye. Ena wo yi ano the Honorable Frank Anodompre. That what can say. Ebeya Communications Minister Honorable Sam George emechirem. 2 million wonyano wen. One man is akrati powers no. Emma radio stations no or the padlock otutum. Anu yi Honorable Mahama Yarega edman ni.
That they had license. They are not insisting that they had license. They are also not denying that they operated without frequency authorization. They are not denying. I haven't heard them deny the whole day. I haven't heard them deny that they operated without appropriate frequency authorization. Mr. Speaker, I remember that one of the oaths that we swore in this house is to uphold and enforce the laws of this country. Even if the minister had not directed, I expected you honorable members of parliament, to direct any officer who is supervising radio stations that are operating without frequency authorization. You, as patriotic citizens, as lawmakers, you have made a law that says that to operate a radio station, you must have frequency authorization. You made the law. And somebody is running a radio station, operating it without frequency authorization. And the minister dutifully directs that the law should be enforced. And you come to this house and say that we shouldn't close early and have lunch because of that matter.
Well, and Honorable Frank Anodompre, Emra mo wa ban mu. One na mo ye mra say. So be radio station. Frequency no. Just what could you to me? Just say okodi to me mra ta na chi. Na so be radio station na onkwaje mra bia ensese ya wo say wodi so. Ani to me e wo say onipa kro ni nyade radio station woni bia. Wei sa aba no tumu a bone be no waye. Wo say communications ministry anamona wo mutu ye no. Sabi enye otanhunu ana obi no obi wa asem wo. Wo mo na mra so. Ana wo mo ye no obeka susu bio say oye radio station oye TV station na sabi wonni tumi a yade ma ankrankra bi se on fanye radio na TV a we dan yo metum.
The minister is simply directing that enforce the law. What do you expect the minister to do? So please, I'm surprised that you will make the minister the subject of castigation, of unnecessary attacks, trying to question his competence, when all the minister is saying in this communication is that Director General enforce the law because these stations are operating without frequency authorization. How is that an offense? How is that a matter for which the minister should be summoned to this house to come and answer? Are you trying to intimidate ministers and prevent them from doing their jobs? Is that what you're trying to do? The minister will shut down the stations today. Tomorrow he will shut them down. Tomorrow next he will shut them down. If they want, they should go for authorization. He will shut them down. He will shut them down.
And the radio and TV stations in one. Munin Krata no Mosampaye. William Gantu and Emmanuel Akoli and a diamond boy. A film that you feel by. Na ya kwanza for François. Ghana Savings and Loans Association. We made inflation. Dabio Ghana Savings and Loans Association for yi wo maka bo mato to adwene ama adwen to ato ano wo mo de inflation num strategic plan bia wo mo de beboa ma enwumakuo de ya akete boge de ya de ntemu ene akese no they can medium small and micro enterprises no enso betumi nyini se de abo konkontiba obenyina ye kese na wadan ya punchire ni sa 5-year strategic planning wo mo de beboa ma enyumeku atotopua no wo matumi enyini aba ye akese ezansa akese ye woni nei no omususa akete bogen ketenkete ana nkakrakra wo mususu enyini ekwan a enyumeku akese wo mo fa so nyini ye no ana Ghana Savings and Loans Association for yi wo mo de abefo de aka ho aye ni mfirinsia num ensese ye de ato a ansa na mfirinsia num ko na wiye no na trese wo ye medium ana wo ye small wo ye micro enterprise a na wa tra wo nkwa mu aye bagaya aye kese na wo mo boja ene na wo mo da sa 5-year strategic plan di semtra na that's why you growth through advocacy community and ownership what on said the free photosanfo Kezia Lato Forsen na nso said the dwumade do so nti ekwanya mbema mo ntumi anko na nso ntifu ni wo yesi pejafo ho nti Oma Owura Andrew Kujo Amexon, one year head of the banking and non-bank unit. Our Ministry of Finance, Okosina Nemu Wakasaye, and was say, Wabeti Jubanwa, Ghana Savings and Loans Association, Edino. Nenyajepa, na ministry nete say, Wome to Sana Mono, oh, Wamubo Mabaso. Esan say, Sawoba Finance Ministry wa. Wam to one say, Sa pepe. Edema medium, small and micro enterprises no. Enti Ghana Savings and Loans Association funds so do amudi ba yi. Akwa se atapeni ni atakakra. Enti abeboa pa mo maye kolabo etumi aboa. Titrene microfinance and specialized deposit taking institutions no. Won mo obi to be discuss koto. Won so won se dan ya bank ni ade. Won mu na so benya sa enti ye mu chefan.
So to streamline the operations of the sector, the Ministry of Finance, in collaboration with the Central Bank, and other industry stakeholders, have been working on the introduction of a new national microfinance policy to serve as a blueprint for the microfinance operations in Ghana. We need this instrument to be passed as a sector. We can't do without it because the risk there is very high. You are the players in the MFI sector, and you are those who are holding the low business in the MSMEs that we are launching the strategy. If you are not able to strengthen you, when now you hold them firm, then our economy will definitely fall flat. This policy aims to create an enabling environment for the microfinance and SDI sector to fully recognize its socio-economic potential by providing timely, diversified, affordable, and reliable financial services to the low-income population, MSMEs within an integrated and sustainable financial ecosystem.
Na Owura Andrew Kujo Amexon, head of the banking and non-bank unit, Ministry of Finance, Okasawiye, and a chief executive officer, Edema Ghana Savings and Loans Association. Owura Tinubu akodua boache. Any piece news ekasaye, and waboya manyese. Savings and loans. First kabetu na wuhia bosan wabeje. Savings and loans. Nimekuwa ye wo maimu no yenso mu ye papa. Na se medium ne small ne micro enterprises no wo mu benyini a ejina wo mo so.
Ghana has a sika krabia adwuma ahodo ni nyina no savings and loans companies edimu akontene pa internet brano wo se ye hwe kwan e be fa so a e be pagya ye adwuma ye yenum internet sa na yes ne ye be tena se ne ya dwen se 5 years edi anim no de ne pese ye ene se ye di si ye ne so se ene ye launch se the next 5 years ye hwe bojobojoafo ye hwe efie for ye hwe businesses ye hwe obi a ye ne ye adwuma kwan ye be fa so a na adwuma a wo ye no ye nso ye betimi aboa no a chen senia ye timi aboa wo mo mfi a atwa mo bebre no
ya tini nkan yi aye Owura Tinubu akodua boache one ye chief executive officer dema Ghana Savings and Loans Association Peace FM yensem treni ya man before Henry akosi menka na kodwumede ya sedya man boyi e baaye na Dr. Clement Apak ena mampanyanya ne mugidi aboni din se onko aseye hwe wumesian wonsem so enko ye so afa bedi akire na wokopia mu appointment committee asetena se e wo mrase bedwofie mu omototo na no na enkomobom men no de to appointment committee nanim se science, technology, engineering and mathematics aye 20 system no ɛyɛ ade papa saa ehumesianse sɛ yɛ this time no ɛyɛ ne yɛ ɛyɛ ne sɛ de atopakɛse gyina titi denden so na nkofibɔ egyina betire so no saa na wɔ man Ghana ne mpuntuo ɛne ɔman bi ankanko egyina saa science technology engineering and mathematics ne so ne senti na ban abrɛsi ɔntoto na se koraa ɔntoto na deje mu aban bɛyɛ na fam de bi aboa na de hia sɛ yɛbɛma stem na gyina brane no yɛma na gyina brane na mmom wɔkyerɛ mu sɛ stem no ɛyɛ deɛ nanso so ehia sika ɛkyɛn sile kwen koraa enti aban no nko a sika ɛntumi ammɔ stem no ho bra enti sɛ nyame yɛ adom hɔ bɛyɛ deputy minister no a ɛda abere wɔ mu a ɔno abo hari na idrusu a wɔyɛ ne boss sɛ ebia wɔnyɛ biza wɔn bɛbɔ akɔkyi tuman na wɔtutu ho akyerɛ ne sɛ ɛbɛyɛ enka aban to na mo na wɔnkɔpɛmmoa ɛmfɛmfira manone na yɛmfa nka aban deɛ no ho ɛmbɔ stem no ho bra.
His willingness and readiness to build on what has been bequeathed to us by the previous government. Clearly, STEM is a capital-intensive endeavor, and we cannot rely on only government or public resources if we want to succeed in the manner in which we all anticipate. So if my minister was to seek my opinion, I would suggest that in addition to mobilizing local resources, we reach out to bilateral and multilateral partners as well as donor organizations to support the effort. I know, for example, that the MasterCard Foundation has played a significant role in supporting the government and the Ministry of Education, and I think we can shop around for similar organizations and institutions to support our effort to promote and perhaps mainstream STEM education.
Na yɛte din kan yɛ Dr. Clement Apak. Na Emra appointment committee for members na na ebon koma na obi bisa no free SHS no. Sɛ free SHS no how far? Ɛno so. Sɛ free SHS no de ni wura. Mampeni John Dramani Mahama campaign time kra wa kan. Na nkrofo kra pese omo gina no si bone. So obetwam. Ka so enya no kra da. Ɛyɛ good. Ɛyɛ papa. But ono no
and sustaining it, in other words, reviewing it, is to do the implementation. And in my response, I listed 3. One was the issue of accommodation, which of course gave birth to the double track system. The second was in the area of feeding, where we have complaints about inadequate food and sometimes students being fed food made of the same staple, sometimes for a week. And then I also spoke about the sometimes erratic calendar, where you expect the students to be in school for a given period of time, and halfway they come home. So I listed these as some of the reasons why we think we need to take another look at the policy implementation so that we can address them to maximize the benefit that we are already driving from the program.
Na enkomobonim ana members ne ba ku bisa ne se na wayek nso se wonim se wayek aya wobota ne aban ntwe pa eno so entawantawa wo wayek ene aban tem no yenkotie drum na no ane aban sikasem ya ade abroni ka no afi ne se cash ena ye kofa sa de ni na aba nyame adom wo be deputy minister wo betusu nwa kire minister se wo ne aban kasa na wayek sika bia wo mu hia bia no enko ne brano na wo muntumi fan yi wo madwuma.
Indeed, WAEC has faced funding challenges, and so if my opinion were to stop by the minister, I would encourage you to do well to ensure that government meets its responsibilities to WAEC timelessly. Given the many years of advocacy in partnership with the honorable member on this subject, one of the reasons that we believe contributes to examination of practice is WAEC's inability to recruit and deploy its own staff to invigilate and supervise examination. So if WAEC has sufficient resources to recruit and deploy its own staff, I believe it could help reduce examination malpractice. I'm grateful.
Yayatini Kenya Dr. Clement Apak. So for abedi chira ya boni din se wonko emusua so ye. Eno kopie mu appointment committee asetena se. Enkomobon se de siko ye ni. Emmanuel Akoli ene de baye na wonsam fofrom na nsan abadwumaku a wonsam ne nam street so as a taxi na Uber ene yango National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program na ni na se womo boy amane ese mpanimfo womo ewo sa National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program wono ya che obia sensen suspension yes obia antena fie kakra na se mpanimfo a womo hwe National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program so eso mahu se sa na mo ya womo tuye no enipa bi age woma no asibone na sɛ de nkrofo eka no wo monten so no enye saa eni trimupo a etai anamo na wo mutu ye nachi wom de krata ba kirem ase de edi kan enye no krada sɛ National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program mpanifo ahyese adwumayefo na wo ho no yeyi wo madi a wo mo mabiem da enye no kre yeyi wo bi adi na mmom no eye suspension so de de 2-3 so a ya wo bra bi a ekoduru na ya san so afre wa moaba na ina wo mse wo bi bebi sese na suspension de na amna koba ate bisane agro no empanifo kiremu se December 2024 eko na wiye no na staff adwumayefo wo mo wo National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program no office wo no mo ye aduasa mienu 32 na 32 no krata bia ni wa ekire se wo mo ye presidential staffers bibia sa ni ho ye na fast forward ye nkua ni mu ye wura afi bosum ye dikan January mu adwumayefo na nko mo ye 32 no 12 dumienu efrim fra wo mu frim ye se bia sebi o ma to na nan mo nse do nyame mpengu na bonsam femfra wo mu ekoya wo man kra wo bia wo mu madwuma dumienu wo mu madwuma wo mu so a wo man tro letter se ebi ame sapati kofi senior ebi ame adaka moro atiada nwate kofi frafratenga mejai National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program adwuma menye biem wo bia nka hwe ankyere wo bia 12 no wo mu atifie a wo mu madwuma na ne na mpanifo se senti kra dodo na aka no wo ma suspend wo mu ne se wo mu hwe nkrata mu no ye ntro bibia nto wo se ebi a mpanifo ya wo mu ye adwuma wa hai akatia no sabi wei wo ye senior esan se ni dibra so nti obeji sei wonso na bedi akire beji sei akatia nse se ye ni de so no ebi sa ani ho ana biewu ye ni akatia nse se ye bia wo nkrata mu a ekese safo yi wo mu ye adwuma wa ha sei a ewo se National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program so okojiska ewo aban ho de aba betu adwuma ye fo ka wo mu di nkan bi ento bi bebi sa na ye tua wo mu ka na empanifo sa allowance na ye de ma wo mo we aya abandada no se yo allowance e no de ma safo no e no kra na etia apade mra labor laws no wo de no so to nchen ya management wa no ko mo hwe National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program no so management dada no sika wo mo aboabo no e wa banjumekuo nim ana no wo de ma wo mo monthly allowance e no so de yenye ne sa wa banjumekuo m se nipa ne ye abanjuma ye nipa de a we 10% iba ye sei e wo se boso me so na se finance ministry release this come here de tuaka e wo se ne din wo aban sabi na katua mumam na de aban be ye nsese aban nsese bia no ebi ka no eno da nchen ya safo ya suspend wo mo no uyi se etu allowance e de ma wo mo a allowance no so enfiri aban ho eye wo mo a penifo no obi nim so munya sika no wo hi wo mo ya suspend wo mo no enfiri nsensia ni 6 years obi enu a yetu an senate tuare enti so mo tu na mo na wo ma ye nsese ye yie na se wo mo ba afide ya ye nkrata to ama ebeboa wo mo ankasa wei boni be ne wom ana afi akwa papa so pa ma so na nkanye nanim de o ni yie yo na nso mpanimfo se ya je wo ma no asiboni na nso ankasa otiri hu a ye yiwe boni mu onim ko so obi etikọ anu nti ana na nwumre wo mo na Peace FM kase boyi so edi nkyeremu aba se obi ante ene wo hu se so omo suspend adwumayefo no a na eye ensem bi a we ka ho entra Peace FM ebinada nwumna no nsaka sebo eno asongusu a wotie yi na yebekọ domi kwabenya abato mpesua so 2024 aba ye to ye no domi kwabenya MPP amanyoko ni duntwopoto ewo emrase bedwafie abato num na nipa wogina ye de ma MPP amanyoko no wani nkunim na nso so na nka manfo obo no wozana wo mmo no se ozana wo mmo no se na nso ko wi ase no na obi kan matoele matoele na wadi ntwam na ya awreho papa abayi wo kan ya obi kan ya wo ya body anya manken na yena enkuguo no a NPP amanyoko ni di ye wo dome kwabenya no NPP mpenimfo a wo mo wose dabi wo mo ntiase se dabi o se enye se bia wo mo kokwe ho dawre ene ho manso dabi wo mo ntiase na mom wo mo beso mo wiwem tiase na wo mo ntene se wo beso mo de kodia pote de anam so ntia wo mo tumi di nkuguo saa no na yena eja mpenimfo adwene wo mo si nkonwa wo mo do nkuguo no mu esikose twonwon ana mo ko hu se ntem di nkuguo no wo mo ko hwe ya yi sana Seraju Asafo anka ne domi kwabenya MPP executive sa wo mo domi kwabenya se wonno ene ma wo mu di nkugu no sedi adowa ne ma mi wu ya ne yi amayina kodwa mansa aso to nso ma no ho na efo na no mfemfem de asa silver sign ho rosapo efemfam wo wono na ye ma adowa ma mi yi ama no eho ne kakawure wure nti anti abiba ne tie ntumi emfu Seraju Asafo ena ama wo mani nkunim na chairman Robert Osaibonsu domi kwabenya MPP constituency chairman waso de mu hwe efe se campaign a wo mo ye no domi kwabenya Seraju Asafo na o ye MP sabre no campaign mu ba ku kura ni wa wo si ase na nsemu a wo fra bresere ba ye no so ba tiche yogurt any meat pie and to the campaign mu kura no ka ba tiche sobolo ane ala mojin ekra wa se kra ne hu se wo boa we si ase da ana wo mu hwe mu asan so hu se eniema nko betumi dia beboa wo mo dia ye campaign no what the kwama NDC candidate no what the kwaboa no enti nu aye se Nicodemus eche sumase ana na wo ye tia NPP amanyoko no no se urade nyankopon wa ha wo mo papa ebio wo so hwe se de Seraju Asafo no ho ba ASEM asam kwatena brochire mlase bedwani pa ne sebisuafo a won ma me na djuma ilevi bi ya pass yi a wa ma kwa brochire US wa mo bia manye chief of staff of Freno wo mutumi fra no the phone no at flight mode na nkokra wasu we na ya de bia domi kwabanyafo no utumi se constituency for no eye wo mo yehye wo mo pa no kan bi ana nkugo ni ba sa
Yenya member of parliament onu akasa agya tum se why from so because oba national TV eba apologize here what TV enti so onu as a person agya tum se wa nya no ma bi ya eba be gya TV so say oman no any party no e fan che no a otimi nya achidifo amomo no sa point fingers at others me ka bio say 2020 elections campaign here honorable Sarah Adwasafo e da launch on one campaign she wasn't there me na me gina mu ye bibia wa ma onu ani ayi wa ma ye course yi wa maba kokra we hu an otibasi no adu kwase no adu other constituencies wa brown no any constituency wa ma meye adwuma ba kokra e wa hase enti se na na chidifo e the blame no e ma obi say obi na across defeat abadomi kwabenya enye yi
na ero na chama ka se na nu wa mo kwate a emebunu bi asore wo mo ha no senya enkugo na MPPD wo domi kwabenya no eye Seraju Asafo bia na mum eye wo mo party mpanimfo na wo mo domi kwabenya no ena yi wo madwuma yie ena chema wo se bonzu se nwana yi na dwuma yie sa mebunu obi se wo mo one question da ben na wo mo koye campaign a wo mu se NPP mpanimfo a wo mo domi kwabenya wo mu ofie a wo mu di wo mo yire aduane anase wo no ompena edi wo ho enkomo meka wo kasa no wo so munya kakra no munya ti
Omo de asemi akọ national fair omo akachram se mo fa adanse bi mra na ye hunu se nipa ahansie ampa omo serve wo administration dada no nemo se ye yi omo fem se me no be ka se na no omo de beba de amini just kodua secretary fufure ba yi onu so omo de akọ ho ye sa ma so omo kwan no se mo prove se asema mo ka no ye no pre eno so ebi antimi ama ye ne ye executive si ati hai ye so ye no omo kasa se ye sra mo de mo fa nipa no a omo amosi ye yi omo fem ye no omo entrance up to now obia ema yenim empty mechanics asem no enchire ana enso so omo nam e kan sem e radio and TV said domiko abenya constituency executives yana yama kuguo no aba because of say yes adam but me pesa me kan say me kwe bia ni
ayatini nkai aya chairman Robert Osebonsu domiko abenya constituency chairman no Abdullah Dasmani ena ye peace fm yensem tire nyama no bofo a emra wo mo press conference din nsem yetu dwa okosi peace fm anemu a wode sama ne boyi e baaye na sadi abo mama ne no wempo de ye nkrofoni musem dada Alhaji Colin Dauda wayanka ne minister of works and housing endi samanyoko no amambu abreso ba ko ne de na edikan no na de obedi na de ya Dr. Kwaku Ajima Mensa ana afi Alhaji Ziblim Yakubu former chief director of the ministry and afi Novi Tete Angelo empanimfo yi wo mugina court kwadu aye de agbo wo mo ene se ebre bi atwam emra na NDC amanyoko no ewa amambu abreso wo mo bo ma Ghana kasusuro saglemi adan de foda na ban esidi amagana fo enya bi mu ada no wo mo hwenyensi dan no $196 million efa wo nsase a de wasan kom de no man fanye kwadu ni ehun nsam de ya ka ma eyetiefo ni nsam dada enne high court won kran etena ase ema empanimfo yi wo mu kopie court wo na wo mu kopie wo no kwadu bofo bai o ma kwadu bofo na se ma wo de to court nanim wabra na Justice Ernest Owusudapa awo ye court of appeal tembuafo nanso ato de adin ya otumi ba high court ebedi asema ne yeye enne ono na etidwom o makwa dubofo de tu nanim ne court nim se abanya mira nim krache awo no kura ya soafo hwe atentene ne so attorney general ne office krata ya friend de se ni nsem se oba court a emu nsem no fanto tembuafo ane court abedwafo nim ne se attorney general se Alhaji Colin Dauda ne wo mo ka no ho wo masemu a ye di wo court no attorney general se wo twam oni akire biem enti ja court etis asem no na tembuafo nso so efa ne pen ene no odisias asem no mu free form kosi soro wo twam a sa me ka se de eye betuna ka se honorable Alhaji Colin Dauda ne afoforo a e ka no ho no court a wo mu gina se wo mabo man Ghana ka susuru no yeja wo mo se free bonto wo mo fo mo hunkodi yama no bofo ye nsem tireni a wo bo amane free court Philip Atanga eno ko court na mira court di asem no wiye no Gideon Abochi awo ye lawyer Edma Honorable Colin Dauda onen nsem tirefo kasai na Philippa etie bi eno de bra yen.
We have always believed in the innocence of our clients. We have always believed in the case we have decided to defend. So if the Attorney General's department has come to this realization and has found for non possible, we can only be grateful to the Office of Attorney General, to the courts, and to God all.
And he said, na akwa pie no no. Na yabe konsen from. And some for ye komu aye said ye nim asemisi ya ewo wale ene boko ekwan mfimfi wo na de si ye ne se akwantufo anu wo mote ADT Transport Company Limited bas mu ana uja wo mutu kwan akwanto nu mu na jo mu kodru logri ewo wale nipa bonofo aya wo mkote kwanchen eto sha kwantufo so abro wo mje wo niam yi wo ma wo hwene so pa mekọ wiase ba sa wo mutimu no saa nipa bonofo ekoto hye so ekọ wiase nipa num ena wo hwere wo nkwa ema afofro nso so eprapa atamisi anano fiada no ana ye Valentine Day no na nanka nye mfomso bi ena na ewo driver no so anaka no so ade ba ye ne se jaka de ye fidie etumi gye no ho wo monam kwa mu konoa na ka na gye no ho eje no ho na driver no ye se ne obekọ tamale wo mo ben kakra na wakọ akọpẹ fitani na wababa behwe mfomso na abaka ne mu no ya ma wo matumi ato makontuo so enti oje tire de manimate se wanka passengers no ho na eja wo moka no ban kopem se obeba wakọ ya nche ena nipa bonufo edi etuo eba ho sase so mututu te ko ba ne sana ne rane na we nobody ta no do kora wo speed passengers we ton wuram na we afa do betuna food ya sa ka etia jo black no afo still no na nkrofo yi tututuo me ko wiase emunum passengers ehwere wo nkwa ADT Transport Company Limited manager ayo Richard Kakari na wo mo friends am telephone say mu wokumase ana dia me kan ye nyina no wo si studio say yes eye no kre die esi no na wo kire mu say dia awra wo kra ne say passengers no dodo na no na wo mo nya Ghana fo wo mo ya wo wo mo ya foreigners a wo mo bo mai mu so mo baba be yadwuma na won do gidi say dia esi ye no ehinsamu a ehinsamu penchen ma no me so e wo boko no e kan bi pa na ma nipa bi ekuta atuo edina na muwura mu di bone wo mutumi ebeto hye wo mo so ye dia wo mo ye no ode adesrade atudwa ekire
na ye bus alodu free promacom ebe kumase na ebe develop fort eye walware krobi a ye frɛ ho logrel na bus ne sɛ ye no na ade asa ti bra mo frɛ me no na me so minim sɛ problems a ɛkɔ so kwan ne so be 3-4 days na o ma hye buses be sɛ tu ho ti nam so ma me ye sɛ any on report to my police no so ɛkɔ sɛ police barrier animu pɛ nti o ma bo police for na mane nam so ene ye ti ade chia no pa no around best 9 according to mate any French ni ba ko a no te bus ma me ne kasa no de o mu no hunu ye ne sɛ a motorbike 8 o mo te so 22 bra o mu beduru ye no no start say o mu botuom enti o ma no mo bus ni inside ndi o mo ho ene o mo abonten no so dwane to o mtutu bitu ansa o mu che ewetwa ejana to mu enti dodo no na ewuye ebi so to wuram ebi preprai e ma ye dom kogu ayaresabia a wo hwe mo nipa a ewuye no e be se 5 sei ye problem ne se entokwa ebekoso wo sirem na aban no a eye na sedie se ode means of transport efa no adwumayefo ene ne timamufo no ne nsa nsoso na afoforo bi epese omoboa na ye operative transport ene obi aso nim se bank bosia ene ye de sa adwuma we mu na se sa nyema we bekoso a eye aban no ene ye na sedie se oboye ho ban
nipa ya tin nkan one na ye managing director edema adwumakuo yi a wo mo bus ene nipa bonufo yi kwoto hye so ewo wale me ko wiase dia eba ye Samson Kwame Nyameche ne ye amanbofo peni wa santemantemu a okọ press conference ni bi mode amanbo yi ebre yen na ya ba hume so ne age abo afon krato aba na se yekoba kakra aka no ye de awie kasebo yi
all dead with taste. Sure. Bra. Bush. What's the name now? That's what. Fallen. Listen. So what kind of move the smooth on them engine oil? It's engine oil. On new Valvoline. Listen. Valvoline lubricant. And I'm used to Valvoline. Jai. Just who use Valvoline lubricant? No emission. Valvoline oil. On my car, machinery, and equipment to move smooth. No friction. No, you figure engine when say who there. nowhere and Valvoline oil battalion. Obamakana wantin mu abedwuma double. Movement desire smooth. The engine is a bit cherry. What on Valvoline oil? Oh baby, what on oil bia? Epiano do Brian main office. Then you Ghana Telecom University opposite. Yepen CBG Bank wa. Fred 030-225-7633. And now the authorized dealer. PSD Plus 020-128-9987. Valvoline, the original engine oil since 1866.
Tune it in, turn it up,
Peace FM,
and rip off the knob.
Where did you? I say, here Ghana, ya quantum pong, any law recovered yeso, Ministry of Roads and Highways, etin Tim Krata, Edia Bar Krata in Nazil Ahmed Yate, our on the head public relations unit. Na Krata Munsam and say we will be our tartana trot room and I say myself private. And they be our time there or one. I never go be when say once a casa can say ya as soon as kuntain a be ko Burkina, a be ko Togo, a be koko, a mania and Negana Bosch yeso. Once of my son Yamakuntain said there's a tefunuponko. A bit to Miss Sonia may ya or more bar or much or pain or snow painful. Banya ought to be certain away the band done will be do crum. So kakra at it then and to bedu. Now a brother drew yama and won't buy some say. Sebi Yakwanya ya woman Amsono, woman Yamakuntan ya so woman, woman the Nam Yakwano to free. I will moon to you. A blue baby was a mutres cacranoa. There was a mutiano. Will be no dear bay cacrabi. Nankaya yakra nankanyama na womo swano. Womo swan pepe pesa di asesam womo anka problem ni wo. We de womo tumi fama no broso. Ama otumi so nam kwan no so a ekwan ne kasa. Womo kan bi. Ena yakwan no. Adane epo asochi a ahawo soro ahawo fom. Dru bebi ana e wa amoamoa. Titru pa ne atimota no plan ho. Bebi amenketie fo ya wa. Mekom no jurugu ye no. Traffic is seen as a mujina wa, Naka name Memcofom. Namanu do Nakanun Compodianca problem no. Womu to me send Yaman Cosra, ma womu drew baby a interchange you were here. No more befa at Mata Bridge Nasia. Hey, woman no make jury bread would do bridge Nasia, Jina, na page when you costro, say Abraham, I walk answer ma. Who a bridge Nasia, concrete no one in our Yama. I am Rosny now, as Angro for ya. Now, Yana. Chef of Flower Bassett Derby. Adana Yaya dear Quine. Now ya now much Sabi. Crawford Castle Mumuntunum Buffan Yama. Wabra Wamudru Mukrom one son, Mubura Wamubodamuno. And Yamana Wamudi free I could do and Wamu be good from. No more Ako and son of Mother Fadi Akano. Not just a Yaquako yet, don't Yonkuna town. No problem. Honorable Kwame Abuja. Our year Roads and Highways Minister. Wapao Benum Kobi 5-member committee. Say wamu nyanhwehwemu amfanfa axle load control program. Wamu jumedie. Wamu nyanhwehwemu fa ho. Na wamu ye ni ye fine. Baby a wamu ya atosin na yenye ni ye. Enumanu ya one time quick. Ebio National Security, Private Haulage Operators, Ghana Highway Authority, any Ministry of Transport, and Africa Ghana Standards Authority. One penny for Akan 5-member committee in Winter. Then dear, a year woman de Babano, a mobile dupa. Now, what man say? One more share as a load control program, no operations, and I said, no. So now, what one more here? Nyama, one more dear Juma, and I said, year Juma, no, dear here in Satrayano, and when we are no. One more here. And she say any beer, a young say a pan answer some penny for a whole busso. Emma, one more womukuta, Sakas, I can say a load of brosso. Or person winning na young quanya de bafaso. So Benzo Subu as you load in Noswa. And she say, yeah, dear two on Noswa, fine, I was here, General. And I say, woman fancies your demra. Quanya as you load control program, no. Wabefa so aye ni ye na ejina ni naso na aye na said yes na efata wei ana a free ministry of roads and highways wo ede aba ene anyumre ya ebeka peace fm sa ya kenkan ede amamo ewie na ahwefo ne atiefo ebna da anyumre yi no nsanka sebo edi free peace 104.3 fm so ede besom mo no aha ena yedi besi adamase ama munitie nanso mamo nkwansa anyumeko ya da roma momwana wo muniema monko wie kira kwan na ye peace akade no ano no na de chene se pepsodent cavity fighter wada roma twitwi simprenu dako anopa no atwitwi damuni na nyama afa wonum no se ase akogu yem ne ya de ketwa bufe pa na gu yem no wokodai kakamwa wan beba satam no mso mo badina na won beba na pepsodent cavity fighter udi bi atwi wusia ene de omo abemu sa ha de no trespassing enti ye wo cha ko bidie ane wo heban so emu bia udi twi wusin eye ebema osia ye hwam woda don huru du mienu sori a o kase gu obi so a o se jama fena wo twitwi wusin kra nso no wada sori Rawus Pharmaceuticals High Lady Virgin Feminine Wash eye ema ahunsiesi ade obabia ode High Lady Virgin Feminine Wash esiese na hemfie no dia friend confidence no will be pa so ne be make kwisia wonwene he cause you say down below underground World Trade Center www wala ta se radom so ho ye neat kama e be dinas mama ne se entinye shape no nko awo sabi ma ho ntwa clean yopo na ho nche tight so High Lady Virgin mixance so yan pese e beti se obabi ibu nsa asebi nanim asesa sebi nanim muda asesa sa de ne enye ense bomu ya de enye o enye kra obi die tumi papa o yesa de e ka no dwe no a wo kra ye be ma no kra na amasebi wa ya se ya o ya eni na High Lady Virgin mixer wo ho wo ba wo mpese obebu nsa ate ya wo no pacho nonum pa rawusa da roma no pebinom 0248 70 7270 and 0200 88 7088 0200 88 7088 na budget cash and carry oh tendo mu de mu din nam so bajo samba mu din nam wonnom budget cash and carry no ye bema budget cash and carry blue jeans no ye bema woni sebi odafo from pa na moko tafre sebi mpaso atopa wo kono modonsu a o bajo points sense abode sense blue jeans energy drink de energy drink mu na champion nyama ewo mu no sebi odototo energy drinks aka ho a unhu wo mu bisa say energy drink be no more vitamin B2 B3 B6 B12 wo mu aji blue jeans into no mu a awon ni royal nipadua yin ni na bi wo mu why fine Duffy Roofing Systems beje won chance dan ye papa kala bia design bia de efe enama for dan plan na aba no eson chance na Duffy Roofing Systems aye no hwehwe kira kwan ya ben Allied Fuel Station wo Trinity Theological Seminary Freyan 0543 66 1716 and 0243 23 2818 High Sense Ghana, everyday prices for everyday people. Abribia nyama ni yateso. Sense you say pressure da also pa water bill, electricity bill, school fees, feeding fee, exams fee. Ni na da also. Enti so better smart phone, sound system, rice cooker. So water blender, auto electric cooker, gas cooker, air condition, television, chest freezer. If you na bia no High Sense de na ye papa to be sue them why Freyan 0302 550000 movie house for no hotel for no kan Sɛ high sense ɛbobɔ mu hotel wonti. Crofon complain bio sɛ me so TV na emma. MTN everywhere you go. Oson's chemist na. Oson's garlic capsules. And what diaba sɛ nunum bi. Sɛ de be abribia no nipadua na tia po wa hoɔden. Wo chen stone cracker. Na fa ye adwuma. Wa bra yare bia ntete wo. Ohene nana kwame amo. Anwumre yi. Mejina production team ni na mo. Amo bibia monitie. Yadamase.
Tune it in, turn it up,
Peace FM,
and rip off the knob.